we should really reflect on Better Loosen Up because he made the headlines all through the week. His return to racing had been compared with Tullocks in the early 60s and some of the other great racehorses who have come back. He went to Flemington yesterday, he had lots of fans. He didn't win, but I don't think he disappointed either.
Better Loosen Up was the star amongst the 7 starters, which included the Melbourne Cup runner-up Shiver's Revenge and the above-average sprinter miler Storaya. The race accelerated from the 800 metres, with Damien Oliver making a daring dash for home on Storaya.
Now Storaya sprinted fast to hit the front and rounding the turner. Storaya making every post. A winner has kicked away about 4 to 5 lengths to Pacific Prince and Kadima. Shiver's Revenge over on the inside and deeper on the track. Better Loosen Up is starting to wind up. Storaya's got a big break on them down past the 400 metre mark. Better Loosen Up's about 4 lengths behind it. Shiver's Revenge followed by Kadim. Storaya well clear with about 300 metres left to go from Better Loosen Up, followed by Kadim, who was checked. Shiver's Revenge is finishing fast down the outside. Storaya starting to weaken. Shiver's Revenge is picking him up rapidly. Better Loosen Up can't go on. Shiver's Revenge hit the front. Shiver's Revenge. Shiver's Revenge moved away to win by a length and a half. Storaya. Better Loosen Up is third. Followed.
Better Loosen Up's laying in badly. He can't get to Storaya. Storaya 2 in front. Shiver's Revenge could be the one. He's storming home. Shiver's Revenge grabs Storaya from Better Loosen Up, and Shiver's Revenge comes away to win by 2 lengths.
They were happy to see the champ back, but out of pocket after his first defeat in 8 starts. Shiver's Revenge played pretty well at $6.70, but you got nothing for Better Loosen Up finishing third.
Whilst there was a sense of disappointment surrounding Better Loosen Up's defeat, he'd won his last 7 races prior to breaking down. David Hayes and Mick Dipman, who was having his first ride on the gelding, remain optimistic about the future.
I think he'll come back. I don't think there's any worries about that. You know, so he's a long time out of racing and, you know, although he looked pretty fit, it's still a bit of a task to ask.
You have had an update on Better Loosen Up. How has he pulled up this morning?
Yes, he's fine, Bruce, not a problem at all. He's been for a bit of a trot and a walk at Flemington. We went yesterday to see a champ, didn't we? And we may have seen one. It was just a different one than we expected.
Shiver's Revenge. This is like Bart in the 60s and 70s. I mean, Bart went through a patch where he struggled. He's certainly not struggling. He's challenging Hayes at the moment very strongly. Let's Elope versus Shiver's Revenge. Fill us in, you know the two of them. Who's the best?
Well, today or yesterday what we've seen Shiver's Revenge do, I mean, Let's Elope's going to have to be very good to keep up with him now.
She is.
And she's proved that in the Melbourne Cup and Caulfield Cup, so it's going to be very interesting.
Over all distances. But Bart Cummings knew she could prove herself a champion over all distances. She had the will to win.
Given on a dry track, I'd say she was. Leilani was very good and light fingers, but they could handle both. But on a dry track, I think Let's Elope was unbeatable.
Over on the outside is Mannerism, followed by Let's Elope, and on the outside their Stylish Century as they make the home turn. Campaign King is the leader. 400 metres left to go. They're in the straight, and Campaign King, the old-timer, still well clear. He's about 3 lengths to Dr. Grace in third place, Prince Saleri, and here comes Let's Elope down the outside with a rattling run. Campaign King about to be tackled by Prince Saleri, and Let's Elope is swapping them. Let's Elope ranged up on the outside to tackle Prince Saleri, who won't give in. Prince Saleri still the leader. Let's Elope getting to win. Let's Elope, Prince Saleri. Let's Elope on the outside might have just beaten Prince Saleri in third place.
It was Let's Elope's first run since her Melbourne Cup victory last November, her first win over 1,400 metres, and she set a new track record in the process. Here are the closing stages of the race.
400 to go, and Campaign King with a big lead. Campaign King 2 or 3 lengths in front of Prince Saleri, Dr. Grace, and here comes the mare. Let's Elope starting to fill strides on the outside from Mannerism. She's ranging up on the outside now. Prince Saleri hit the front for the mighty mare. Let's Elope is the tackler. Let's Elope and Prince Saleri stride for stride from Brashy. Let's Elope, Prince Saleri, Let's Elope, Prince Saleri. They go to the line. Oh, she might have got the bob in, I don't know. Let's Elope and Prince Saleri, a magnificent finish.
The Campaign King by 2.5. Dr. Grace, Prince Saleri now, and here's Let's Elope starting to wind up strongly at the 200. Campaign King is grabbed by Prince Saleri, and now Let's Elope is coming home. Prince Saleri via neck. Let's Elope with big bounces coming after him. Let's Elope and Prince Saleri. Prince Saleri has his nose in front. She bobbed the mare.
Wonderful mare Let's Elope getting home in the new track record time of 1 minute 22, and that makes it 5 successive wins and prize money now in excess of $2.44 million.
Yes, there's a lot of speculation while we waited for the outcome of the protest. Let's Elope now heading for the Australian Cup, and then the BMW in Sydney. That's a...
Now this set, racing, Petriro missed it a little near the inside, and Joanne from the outside got out very well. Burrendar Boy is going with her on the Silver Cindy, and Petriro last as they come to the bend. Joanne will lead them into the straight, about a length to a length and a half. She come out 2 or 3 off the fence. Burrendar Boy running second with Sedge Winnow Archie on the outside. Cinder's close to the inside, over the rise now, and Joanne is the leader with All Archie putting some pressure on her on the outside, and they've got away from Burrendar Boy. Joanne has answered the challenge. All Archie's under the whip, struggling to get to her now, and Joanne has drawn away from him with Burrendar Boy third and running home fairly Petriro. But Joanne keeps her first up record intact. She's strolling away near the line. Joanne clear of All Archie and Burrendar Boy, and that's the way they finish. Joanne first, All Archie second, Burrendar Boy third. Petriro's run on solidly for fourth. Then came Zinders on the inside, and Sedgwin and Quicksilver Cindy was last to finish. Great performance by Joanne. She's never been beaten first up in, I think, 6 or 7 campaigns.
First to cross the finish line without crashing into the boards, advances.
Welcome back. Well, yesterday at Flemington we saw the confirmation of a new star in Shivers Revenge and the emergence of a very new star in Scalacci, Lee Friedman trained horse who won the Lightning Stakes with a okay. Let's go to the Blamey. This horse, Shivers Revenge, with a flashing run, just like he did in the Chester Manifold.
As they approach the home turner at the 650, Shavano missed by a length and a half. Dr. Grace is close handy, 2 lengths away, then Stylish Century there, followed by Better Loosen Up and Shivers Revenge as they straighten up with 500 to go. Shavano Miss leads them into the straight by a little over a length. Dr. Grace challenging on the outside. Better Loosen Up followed by Stylish Century, and Shivers Revenge has pulled to the outside and starting to wind up. About 350 metres left to go. Shavano misses the leader. Dr. Grace and Shivers Revenge down the outside, starting to come after them. Better Loosen Up can't go up as they run down with 150 to go. Shavano miss. Here comes Shivers Revenge on the outside, and Dr. Grace the centre. Shavano misses the leader. Shivers Revenge coming after it. This going home the better. Shivers Revenge too good. Shivers Revenge by 3/4 of a length. Shavano miss, and Dr. Grace close up third. Challenging on the outside. Better Loosen Up followed by Stylish Century, and Shivers Revenge has pulled to the outside and starting to wind up. About 350 metres left to go. Shavano misses the leader. Dr. Grace and Shivers Revenge down the outside, starting to come after them. Better Loosen Up can't go up as they run down with 150 to go. Shavano miss. Here comes Shivers Revenge on the outside, and Dr. Grace the centre. Shavano misses the leader. Shivers Revenge coming after it. This going home the better. Shivers Revenge too good. Shivers Revenge by 3/4 of a length. Shavano miss, and Dr. Grace close up third.
Well, he's equal favourite now, 2-1 with Let's Elope for the Australian Cup. If she's successful at Caulfield next week, she may run favourite.
Shivers Revenge, of course, will now run in the Australian Cup, and his only danger, to my mind, is the stablemate, Let's Elope. On Better Loosen Up, I really think that his last in that small field yesterday has left the Hayes camp with decision time. I think there are only 2 options, rest or retire. He can't go on the way he's racing.
Yeah, will run pretty well, but you've got that big Sydney program. Let's go into the Lightning, because it was such a spectacular win, and we'll talk about this grey horse of Lee's, Scalacci.
Final card. They're off now. And a wraparound looked to jump out pretty well towards the centre. Raw Talent was away quickly, very fast. They're all heading towards the flat side rail as they run down with about 700 metres left to go. Street Ruffian, one of the leaders here with Noble Lancer in the picture, is Maritima over on the inside. Raw Talent, and they were being followed by Scalacci. Final card is next down the outside. King Marauding there, followed by a wraparound. And further back is Sonic Express, a long gap to Umatilla, followed by Sarah Fox and Jack Pilra. Delva's a long way back with Planet Ruler, 250 to go now. Here's final card, and Scalacci's raced up to hit the front, coming down past the 200 and kicked away from Street Ruffian. Final card finishing on King Marauding, and wrap around from a long way back, and Umatilla finishing very fast, but Scalacci's got it won. Scalacci goes to the line to win it well by a length and a half. Umatilla wraparounds run third.
His Lightning Stakes win came at just his 4th race start and his first in open company.
King Marauding under pressure, 250 out, and Scalacci raced up to Street Ruffian and took the lead, and then Noble Lancer. Final card can't go on and wrap around trying to get into it, followed by King Marauding, but Scalacci well clear. Wrap around finishing well with Umatilla on the outside, but the brilliant Scalacci wins at a length and a half.
Well, extraordinary to think that this horse had only had 3 starts prior to yesterday at weight for age, and was able to run away from top-class horses when they were running 55.9. Hey, Lee, we've seen the new Manicato, Scalacci, after the race. This is an enormous statement. Yesterday when Lee was interviewed after Scalacci winning the Lightning, he said this horse reminds me a lot of Manicato. You can't be serious. Manicato won 5 William Reeds, 4 Futurities. It was one of the all-time greats.
I think I'm going to lift or forget that statement somehow, but no, this horse is very exciting though. I mean, you know, having his 4th run in the race yesterday, and winning a Lightning Stakes that easily. It's, you know, he's got unlimited potential.
The thing that was impressive was the way that he won the race. He put 2 lengths in a very good field like that, didn't he?
He was amazing, and I don't know whether he is another Manikato, but Manikato won 29 races. I think this horse is going to win a lot. He's named after Italy's leading striker from the 1990 World Cup, Bruce, and I think there are many goals ahead of this fellow too, Schillaci.
Good punt. A very big opinion of him right from the start, and he won his maiden at the Provincials, then ran unplaced under over 1400 metres at the Spring Carnival here, which was probably too far to send him at that stage. And then we freshened him up, and a few weeks later he won 1,000 metres at Sandown, and he equalled the course record. And whilst you normally wouldn't run a horse like that in the Lightning off a restricted win, the fact that he equalled the course record at his 3rd start, it was probably going to be a pretty good gamble to run him in the Lightning, and of course the rest is history.
Let's Elope.
Let's Elope. Well, she was fantastic. She is simply the best. She looked to be under pressure a long way from home yesterday, yet she got up and won. And after the race, Dr. Jeff...
Let's have a look. Dr. Grace, Let's Elope, this thrilling duel in the St George.
Prince O'Leary being hard ridden at the 600, where Shivano Miss was the leader by a length in advance of Dublin Lad and Dr. Grace. Brashear, Let's Elope second last, and Prince O'Leary last of all as they round the home turn. The pressure's on. 450 left to go. Shivano Miss is being tackled by Dr. Grace, and here comes the big mare Let's Elope around the outside. Brashear's back behind them. Prince O'Leary can't go on. 300 metres left to go now, and Shivano Miss is tackled by Dr. Grace, and Let's Elope is down the outside, and then Prince O'Leary down inside the final 200. Dr. Grace on the outside, Shivano Miss, and Let's Elope is joining in. Dr. Grace is the leader close to home. Let's Elope the outside, they hit it. Let's Elope by a head on the line to Dr. Grace with Shivano Miss 3rd.
Still then Shivano Miss fighting it out from Let's Elope, who has to find something with courage on the outside. Still Dr. Grace in front. Let's Elope tries hard. She's coming home. She'll get there again. Let's Elope right on the post. Nailed Dr. Grace. Another
narrow win full of merit, and her prize money growing to $2.5 million.
I think she's going to improve a lot today after that run. That's the hardest run she's had this time in, and she really should just go on now.
A protest by the 4th-placed Prince Salieri was dismissed, Let's Elope retaining the race from Dr. Grace.
Keith, we were talking to Jeff Fennick about this long unbeaten run he's got at the moment. I mean, Let's Elope has been beaten, but she's building up and building up, 6 in a row. Goes into the Australian Cup now against Shivers Revenge. They were 2-1 equal favourites before that race yesterday. Which way are you leaning?
I'm sticking with Let's Elope at this stage, Bruce. I think only rain could beat her. She's a duffer on the wet where Shivers Revenge likes it. There's probably still not much between them, betting-wise, but does seem to have it parcelled up. Although Jeff Chapman thinks that he can get revenge with Dr. Grace.
And again, I hate to go against you here, but Shivers will beat her in the Australian Cup.
All right, shilling on the side there.
We're dead. You'd still have a shilling too, I bet you. Let's go to the Oakley Plate, the race for the fastest horses in Australia. And Schillaci, well, he won the Lightning last week. The Oakley now, 2/3 of the way, and will he win the Newmarket? Here's the Oakley.
A bit further back is Joanne being hard ridden. Did he do it? And then Sonic Express a length and a half to Umatilla, who's well back, followed by Blue Boss Napoleon. Zephyrata second last as they make the home turn, and Grandiose is last as they straighten up where Noble Lancer is the leader. Schillaci down the outside running on pretty well, followed by My Satin Star. Dark Bow is back behind them. Mr. Cube from a long way back, and All Archie. Schillaci on the outside has taken the lead with 100 to go from Noble Lancer, and Dark Bow running on well, followed by Mr. Cube. But Schillaci's in front, and Schillaci. Here comes Dark Bow. Too late. Schillaci's won it. Dark Bow is second. Dapper's Hope is third.
Noble Lancer, the leader in the straight, with Schillaci coming out after it at the 200. Then Dark Bow and Mr. Cube, followed by All Archie. But Schillaci has taken the lead from Noble Lancer with 100 metres to go. The Flying Greys dash to the front of the whip. Dark Bow's finishing well. Schillaci in front of Dark Bow, and Schillaci wins at a half length. Dark Bow in front of
Schillaci's now won the Lightning and Oakley Plate with the Newmarket to come. A treble only once achieved by another 3-year-old Placid Arc.
What would you anticipate with regard to penalty, Lee, that would be fair?
I thought a kilo would probably be enough.
With tongue-in-cheek?
Oh, no, I thought maybe 2, but no, I wouldn't give him any more than that. But then again, I'm not handicapping him.
Well, the 3-kilo penalty might just be closer to the mark. Schillaci, very impressive, breaking the...
Third.
Well, Damien Oliver was going to ride Dark Bow at one stage because he didn't know Schillaci was running, and he's jumped onto Schillaci. Joanne's interesting. The first time she hasn't started favourite in a race. She doesn't fire as well in Melbourne.
No, she carried a kilo more than the weight she carried in defeat last year, and she's she's not won at Group 1, so maybe there is a measure to her ability.
About Scalacci, yeah. We gave Lee Friedman a bit of stick last week for mentioning that it might be in the Manicato class, but he might be in the Placid Art class because he's 2/3 of the way to the Triple Crown.
Yes, only one horse has ever won the Triple Crown. That was Placid Arc. So he's 2/3 of the way there. Scalacci, incidentally, Bruce, set a race and track record, so he's really flying. But I wonder whether he can run the 1,200 metres of the Newmarket handicap.
Lee Friedman's talking about maybe the George Main Stakes after the Newmarket. That's a mile at Randwick.
Yes.
I've got a feeling that you think you'll get run over in the Newmarket. And I hate to say it, I tend to agree with you. I've got a feeling they might get to him in the last 100 metres.
Yeah, well, if we're agreeing, we might both be wrong.
He's a certainty to win the Triple Crown now.
Sure, absolutely.
You better back him.
So, Bruce, the return yesterday of Terse and Big Dreams, and I think the race showed what a difference a barrier makes.
Yes, let's go to that race. Terse trapped very wide all the way. Big Dreams belting through in the straight to win.
A gap then to Delphinus as they come to the turn, followed by Kinjate, and Merlot is last around the corner, and with the inside running Barnia Boy just led over Red Tonic, and Terse is 3 deep on the corner. Top Comedian has to go 4 wide. Big Dreams follows them over the rise, is looking for a split between horses, and then Bella Snap followed by Sedgwin. Further back March Ons and Botany View as they come to the 200 mark, where Terse, he looks to be struggling a bit. Big Dreams has got past him, and it's Big Dreams coming after Red Tonic. Down the outside is Bella Snap and Botany View, but Big Dreams shot clear close to home over Bella Snap. Terse and Sedgwin is getting home well. Big Dreams too good and won the Royal Sovereign. Bella Snap is second, third's very close, Sedgwin or Terse.
Well, he is outstanding. He's won 8 out of 14. I thought Terse's run was very, very good. I'm not sure whether he's the super horse that we expected he would be, though. I think there's still a question mark over him.
I want to be on him in the next rematch between that pair.
OK, I mightn't argue with that, but I don't know if he's all conquering.
No.
He is very good. What about the run of Office yesterday in the Lightfingers? It was an extraordinary performance, wasn't it?
Came from near last and swamped them.
OK, have a look at it. Out of the picture almost with 100 metres to go, and watch this thrilling performance by Office.
Couple of lengths away, Palace Beat, followed by Never Say, and then Richfield Lady. A good gap to Zephyrlira, and Office is back last as they go by the 600 metres mark. Little Eva on the fence just led Regina Madre, with Archery Wood making a line of 3. On the outside of them, W Bet take the road very deep and struggling a bit as they turn for home, followed by High Precious, and then Liquibus, Palace Beat, and Richfield Lady flat to the boards, making no headway at the moment as they top the hill. Regina Madre just the leader. W Bet is running a big race though. W Bet coming after Regina Madre. Regina Madre still in front. W Bet trying hard to pick her up. Russell getting desperate on the favourite. Regina Madre, W Bet, and look at Office swamping them. She's come from nowhere, Office. She's come from last and got up to win. An amazing performance. Off for home, followed by High Precious, and then Liquibus, Palace Beat, and Richfield Lady flat to the boards, making no headway at the moment as they top the hill. Regina Madre just the leader. W Bet is running a big race though. W Bet coming after Regina Madre. Regina Madre still in front. W Bet trying hard to pick her up. Russell getting desperate on the favourite. Regina Madre, W Bet, and look at Office swamping them. She's come from nowhere, Office. She's come from last and got up to win. An amazing performance. Office got up to beat Regina Madre. Third, W Bet.
4 in a row. Shane Dye's ride was brilliant. What did you think of Richfield Lady in that, the champion from the spring?
Yeah, very disappointing, but she has had some problems.
Randwick for the Coca-Cola Apollo Stakes, and the great Superimpose makes his long-awaited return to racing. This is his first outing since a great fourth to Let's Elope in the last Melbourne Cup. All set. Gates open, off and running in the Coca-Cola Apollo Stakes. Lovely start, came out in a nice even line. Superimpose went straight back to second last. Petriro is last when they get 2.5 to Stargazer. Out a bit wide, Not Related. On the fence, Quick Score. A bit more than 2 to Demi Dahar, being niggled a bit, followed closely by Maharaja. Then Magnolia Hall and Superimpose with Tats Fury second last, and last Petriro. Cashano puts on the speed at the 600 mark and kicked away, led by about 3 lengths on Enjoy Dancing. Stargazer third, Quick Score fourth, and then Not Related, and here comes the big red horse Superimpose, looming up 3 and 4 deep as they come around the corner. Further back Maharaja, followed by Demi Dahar and Magnolia Hall. Superimpose seemed to brush there with Not Related as they come over the rise. Enjoy Dancing put the head in front, tackled by Quick Score, and then Stargazer. Superimpose is taking an age to get going. Quick Score with superior acceleration, dash clear close to home. Superimpose wide out running into second place. Not Related running a hell of a race, but Quick Score is holding them safely at bay and goes on to win well. Superimpose second, third Not Related, then Tats Fury, Magnolia Hall, Stargazer. Further, well, he He brushed with Not Related coming over the rise. In fact, they looked to bump pretty heavily. I think he got unbalanced too for a couple of strides. Not that it made any difference, because Quick Score with superior acceleration was able to dash clear, and he won by too big a margin to make too many excuses for Superimpose.
In fact, on no occasion his side scored, and they needed 7 runs and over from the last.
OK, Superimpose didn't really fire. The riding tactics were a bit different yesterday.
Seemed to make a couple of runs under the circumstances of the race, Bruce, and he has not won at weight for age at Randwick in 5 tries.
It's remarkable when you consider that he's won those big 4 handicap races.
Yes, the Doncaster and the Epsom a double-double. He's going to have another shot in the Chipping Norton Stakes in 2 weeks' time. 6th attempt.
OK, that's, number 6 might be lucky. Quick Score, very impressive, coming back after going to Hong Kong and failing there, but...
Now, and master trainer Bart Cummings today won his 2nd Blue Diamond Stakes with brilliant filly Riva Diva. After starting poorly, Riva Diva stormed down the straight to make it 5 successive wins, and she'll now be set for the Golden Slipper.
400 metres left to go, and King Marauding will lead them into the straight, about to be tackled by Verdingly. But King Marauding has kicked away at the top of the straight, 2.5 lengths to Yachty, who's second. Loving Cup is third. They're followed by Riva Diva coming home well down the centre of the track, past the 200. King Marauding, here comes Riva Diva with a great run down the outside, could be the danger. King Marauding tackled by Riva Diva, who hit the front, and Riva Diva for the IWF Blue Diamond. She races home to win brilliantly. Riva Diva first, a photo for the minor placings.
Close for the minor placings, Yachty was second at 25 to 1 ahead of Chinquillo, a 16 to 1 third. The second leg of the double, the Futurity Stakes.
Wrap around and Jack Pill behind them trying to get runs, and Planet Ruler putting it a run, but he's way off the track when they turn for home. In the straight, 300 metres to go, Storaya, Dapper's Hope, wrap around behind them. Planet Ruler down the outside with a late run, and they're followed further back by Citizen Mannerism. Planet Ruler's got his head in front of Storaya with 150 to go. Jack Pill getting up on the inside, Mannerism getting out late. Planet Ruler in front, Mannerism flying over the top of it, and Mannerism gets up to win. In the straight, 300 metres to go, Storaya, Dapper's Hope, wrap around behind them. Planet Ruler down the outside with a late run, and they're followed further back by Citizen Mannerism. Planet Ruler's got his head in front of Storaya with 150 to go. Jack Pill getting up on the inside, Mannerism getting out late. Planet Ruler in front, Mannerism flying over the top of it, and Mannerism gets up to win.
A dashing performance by the Lee Friedman trained Mannerism, starting at 12 to 1 ahead of Planet Ruler at 20s, and race favourite Wraparound at 5 to 2.
And Warwick Farm, the Hobartville Stakes, seen as a match race between Terse and Big Dreams, but they didn't figure on a filly from Adelaide in Sydney for the Oaks, or a colt from Perth in Sydney for the Derby.
A swarm of leaders coming to the turn. Big Dreams is getting a rails run. Big Dreams is poked right up on the inside to almost join Bella Snap and Sedgwin. Kinjate 4 deep, and Terse has got to go 5 wide as they come around the corner. Straightening up now, Bella Snap and Big Dreams over Sedgwin. Here's Terse. Terse on the outside, winding up, is coming after them quickly. Kinjate shifting his ground under pressure, but he's still there running a race. Big Dreams hard up against the inside rail as the leader with 100 to go. Terse, actually it's a Rossity going after Big Dreams, and Take the Road is swoosing through in the centre. A big finish, I think Take the Road. Take the Road possibly has got up in the last stride to beat Big Dreams and a Rossity. The West Aussie ran a great race.
60 to 1 to 33, the only filly in the field, Take the Road. Did you see the run of Ferocity? Watch for him in Sydney. And Clary Connors, the trainer of Terse, the odds-on favourite who finished 4th, was asked to comment on the run, and he summed it up in one word: disappointing. Handicap Bart Cummings sent out the favourite, Western Chorus. Bart's our guest this morning, but Bart was denied a 9th win in the Newmarket Handicap. It was won for the first time by Lee Friedman. What went wrong with your mare?
Good question.
Do you have the answer, Bart?
No, not really. But I think the winner's too good.
Winner's too good. It was the first.
Racing, Western Chorus away quickly. Scalacci came out a little awkwardly and gave Noble Lancer a bump at the start. Dark Bow away from the field is Dark Bow over on the outside, and then Grandiose, who's well back. Second last, Umatilla and Sonic Express. 500 left to go now. Street Ruffian, the leader, about a length in front. Noble Lancer coming after it quickly, and Western Chorus along the rail. Scalacci, Damien Oliver about to give the grey full bore on the outside as they race to the 300 metre mark. Noble Lancer, the leader. Scalacci's coming trailing after it quickly. Western Chorus has dropped out quickly though. Inside the 200, Scalacci got to Noble Lancer. Umatilla's running on okay, but the grey flash, Scalacci's put a gap in them. Umatilla's finishing quickly on the outside, and then Storaya, but Scalacci wins the magnificent treble.
So Euclay's going strong.
Second is Storaya, a half length away, and Umatilla is third, and they were followed then by Street Ruffian. Back behind them, the Lancer and Western Chorus driving up along the inside, followed by Elise and Scalacci is joining in down the outside with a good runner. 300 metres left to go. Noble Lancer about to be tackled by Scalacci here. They've got away by a length and a half. Street Ruffian, Umatilla, Western Chorus, nowhere to go. Scalacci's taken the lead with 100 metres left to go. Hands and heels by Oliver. Finishing on Umatilla. Scalacci is the leader close to home. Umatilla and finishing very fast to Raya, but Scalacci for the Newmarket. Scalacci by a half length to Raya, third Umatilla.
Fantastic performance by Scalacci. That was only his 6th start in a race, and he equalled the record set by Placid Arc in 1987 of winning the Lightning Stakes, the Oakley Plate and the Newmarket Handicap. And it has not been since Wakeful in 1901 since a horse had so few starts won the Newmarket. Wakeful was having only her 4th. Let's have a look.
As good as anything he's ever trained after her outstanding win in today's Australian Cup at Flemington. Let's Elope came from last to thrash stablemate Shivers Revenge, giving Cummings his 10th Australian Cup victory.
As has always been the case, Shivers Revenge, both prepared by Bart Cummings. In the ring, punters preferred Shivers Revenge, sending him out at 5-4 with Let's Elope at 2s. The Cup winner raced at the tail of the field until they straightened, but then produced a sprint which will long be remembered.
At the 400-metre mark, Prince Salieri went up on the outside to tackle Fire Oak Stylish Century. Shivers Revenge starting his run, and here she comes. Here comes the mare, Let's Elope. She's swamping them on the outside at the 300-metre mark. The Melbourne Cup winner, Let's Elope, has loomed up and taken the lead. Shivers Revenge battling back on the inside, and then Prince Salieri, but the body mare's drawing away to the roars of the crowd. Let's Elope coming away for a brilliant win in the Australian Cup. Let's Elope drops in. 3 lengths Shivers Revenge, 2 lengths to Prince.
On returning to scale,
Shivers Revenge, 2 lengths to Prince.
On returning to scale, Let's Elope was greeted with an ovation only afforded to champions. After victory number 10 in this race, Bart Cummings.
I suppose I have to admit that she's probably one of the best I've trained after today. Her record stood for 30 years and she's equal that, and beat the best field in the land at a mile and a quarter.
Yes.
Look at Let's Elope with a magnificent run. Let's Elope on the outside, going up to hit the front past the 200 from Shivers Revenge, who's coming at it. Then Prince Salieri, followed by Dr. Grace and Big Colony, but it's Let's Elope for the Honda Australian Cup, and she wins it brilliantly. Let's Elope by 3 lengths.
The incredible performance brought a slight smile from the boss and from the punters. Performance brought a slight smile from the boss and from the punters. Let's Elope starting 2-1 from Shivers Revenge, 5-4 favourite, tribute to a horse that had equalled Sky High's 2,000 metre record from 30 years ago.
Well, it's pretty hard to imagine them do these things until you see it happen, and that was a great race to watch, I tell you.
Beedman offered the highest praise.
I know why I haven't been able to beat her in the past. She's got a Ferrari engine.
Let's Elope on
5-4, but the outcome was the same. Here's the concluding stages.
On the outside, Let's Elope going up to Shivers Revenge and Prince Salieri, followed by Dr. Grace. But the great mare's taken the lead now. Let's Elope with 150 to go. She's drawing away. This super awesome mare. Let's Elope 3 in front, holding Shivers Revenge and Prince Salieri. A magnificent Australian Cup to Let's Elope by 4 lengths. Shivers Revenge second, a length away, third Prince Salieri.
Today's win has taken Let's Elope's career earnings to the $3 million mark. The classy mare started at 2-1.
Shivers to the lead. Shivers Revenge a length and a half behind, and here comes the big mare. Let's Elope is winding up powerfully. She's racing up on the outside to Prince Salieri. Shivers Revenge in the centre is not as good as this mare. No way. She's racing away. The champion mare's racing clear. Let's Elope from Shivers Revenge, and Let's Elope dominates the Australian Cup and wins it by 3.5.
The mare had her problems from that point, but she'd clearly established herself as a champion with 7 straight wins against the best horses in the land.
Keith Hillier has joined us. I must congratulate him because I was a big Shivers Revenge man. I also like Let's Elope, but you were pretty adamant that Let's Elope would win the Australian Cup, and not only did she win, she won like the champion that she is.
Yeah, she gave us a special treat last Monday at Flemington. Bruce, anyone that was there will long remember Let's Elope's fantastic crushing of her rivals in the Australian Cup. I think she's the best race mare in the world today. She may even be the best racehorse in the world today.
Let's Elope by 3 lengths. Second, Shivers Revenge, 2 lengths away. Third, Prince Salieri.
Well, almost as good as Better Loosen Up the year before. It's hard to compare champions, but he was devastating and so was she.
Yes, and her time, Bruce, the fastest 2,000 metres ever run at Flemington, 2 minutes neat, and don't worry about that pace setter record because that's a different distance. It's 2,011 metres, so no one can take that away from Let's Elope. She's done that herself. Did you watch Greg Childs on Shiva's Revenge? He rode beautifully. He was waiting, holding back for the expected challenge from Let's Elope for the neck-and-neck tussle, but that never happened. She just swept past him, didn't she?
She absolutely did, and I think he ran as well as he's ever run. He's beaten the other horses by a length and a half, and he's probably run 2 minutes and half a second, which is as good as he can go, but he's the Melbourne Cup horse and she's the Cox Plate horse.
Yeah.
Favour. Let's go to the Alistair Clark Stakes yesterday, and Naturalism back to his very best.
Captain Cook being trailed up on the outside now by Naturalism, putting in a good run. Dark Zara's just behind them, followed by Ready to Explode and Zilzal off the track, and Tar Heel Boy as they come up towards the home turn. Captain Cook about a neck clear of Naturalism challenging her. On the outside, Tar Heel Boy, and they're followed by Dark Zara, and just behind them, Ready to Explode is now under pressure as they make the home turn. Naturalism on the outside, joining Captain Cook. Dark Zara pulled to the outside, is finishing on as they straighten up. Naturalism takes the leader. Dark Zara's down the outside, followed by Captain Cook, but Naturalism's in front, drawing clear in the final stages. Too good today, Naturalism, and Naturalism races home to a good win. Naturalism has won it tight for second and third. It's either Dark Zara or Captain Cook for the minor placings.
Well, you'd say that he's going to be hard to beat now in Sydney, and long term, the Cox Plate run at that track, and he handles it so very well. Trouble yesterday was a perfect run and a perfect ride by Mick Dittman winning the Alistair Clark Stakes. He's won 3 races, this horse. They've all been at Moonee Valley. Is he a Valley specialist or is he a little above that?
No, I think he's back to his best now. He performed well in Pacifiers, a gear change brought in by Lee Friedman, who incidentally has won group races for the past 5 weeks in a row. He'll go to Sydney now for a rematch with Star of the Realm in the AJC Derby. They'll clash earlier than that in the Rose Hill Guineas, and Mick Dittman will stay aboard.
Saw him at his very completely. Well, the fillies in Sydney yesterday, the Surround Stakes, this was another outstanding performance by the Little Grey Horse Office. Shane Dye at his best, getting through on the inside.
Richfield Lady is a mile back, and so is Office between horses, and last is Sea Rhapsody. On the turn now, Chador just led Regina Madre. High Pressures going up 3 deep. Ruquin lost a little ground on the corner, followed by Temple Fire, and then Calamarco, Not Related, push very deep on the turn, and Office is starting to weave between horses as they race to the 200 metres mark. Regina Madre, Chador clear of Temple Fire. Look at the rails run coming for Office. She's starting to hit top gear. Romany Conti joining in, but Office is bursting through on the fence. She's going to do it again. She'd win at Harold Park. Office came right through on the fence to win. I think Romany Conti second. Regina Madre's in a photo for third with Chador, Temple Fire.
And filly's won 5 straight after winning just 1 of her first 13 starts. Richfield Lady, there doesn't seem to be any enthusiasm towards her from the Cummings camp at the moment, and she's not going too well.
Yeah, she had hoof problems for quite a long time. At one stage, they were thinking of letting her wait till the spring, and she's not firing. I doubt whether she's come up at all.
Well, it would be a shame because she was one of the real stars of the spring, just behind Let's Elope, wasn't she? She won all those races.
She was the best 3-year-old filly by a mile, wasn't she?
Up in Sydney, the highlight was the grand win of champion Superimpose in the Group 1 Chipping Norton Stakes. We picked them up at the turn with Super last.
On the outside is about to take off. Darren Beedman searching for runs between horses on Superimpose, as he did in the Epsom. Coming over the rise now, Shavano Miss, not handling the way of going, has drifted right out wide, is still in front of Quick Score. Kinjate, Beedman's back to the fence on Superimpose, and further out My Eagle Eye. Quick Score, the leader over Kinjate. Superimpose starting to hit top gear on the inside rail. Superimpose is bursting through. I think he's got him. He's done it again, doesn't he? Love the Randwick Mile. Superimpose wins the Chipping Norton. Quick Score second. In third place, horses on Superimpose, as he did in the Epsom. Coming over the rise now, Shavano Miss, not handling the way of going, has drifted right out wide, is still in front of Quick Score. Kinjate, Beedman's back to the fence on Superimpose, and further out My Eagle Eye. Quick Score, the leader over Kinjate. Superimpose starting to hit top gear on the inside rail. Superimpose is bursting through. I think he's got him. He's done it again, doesn't he? Love the Randwick Mile. Superimpose wins the Chipping Norton. Quick Score second. In third place is Kinjate.
Super's record at Randwick and his mile credentials are impeccable, but this was his first win there at Weight for Age.
Locally trained favourite Clan O'Sullivan is now set for the Golden Slipper Stakes after an effortless win in the Black Opal Stakes in Canberra this afternoon. Starting at odds-on favourites, Clan O'Sullivan was never headed as we pick up the closing stages of the race.
In the Tui's Black Opal Stakes, Clan O'Sullivan first for home. Yachty on the outside running on, followed then by Dashing Planet and further back to Sparky Miss. And the next one behind those, Red Revenge. But look at him go, Clan O'Sullivan. He has raced away from them. Yachty is second, followed by Red Revenge running on. But with about 100 metres to go, the Clan says, let's go, baby. And Clan O'Sullivan races away. That was a huge win. Ease down. Further back to Sparky Miss, and the next one behind those, Red Revenge. But look at him go, Clan O'Sullivan. He has raced away from them. Yachty is second, followed by Red Revenge running on. But with about 100 metres to go, the Clan says, let's go, baby. And Clan O'Sullivan races away. That was a huge win. Ease down. Down. Clan O'Sullivan has beaten Yachty.
6 wins from 7 starts for the hot favourite, and they came in the way the punters predicted.
But we're going to go to Canberra last Sunday at Clan O'Sullivan. He's a short price favourite for the Golden Slipper. Do you think he's the correct one?
Yes, undoubtedly, Bruce. The time wasn't there in the Canberra run last Sunday, but jockey Grant Cooksley was telling me they'd watered the track beforehand. There were some wet patches in it, so discount the time. Just note the ease with which Clan O'Sullivan treats a pretty good field, and certainly the Clan O'Sullivan form stands up whichever way you look at it.
Tui's Canterbury Guineas, one of the traditional lead-up races to the AJC Derby to be run on April the 3 lengths on My Diamond Rouge, followed by Big Dreams, Naturalism having a pretty hard run, Western Showdown losing ground, Viander Cross is coming into it strongly, a gap then to Ready to Explode under pressure, followed by Heroicity taken away from the fence, but giving these leaders a big start as they come around the corner where Silk Ali is the leader over Big Dreams, Naturalism and Viander Cross down the extreme outside, coming to the 200 mark and wide out. It's Viander Cross getting to the lead over Naturalism. They've shaken off Big Dreams. Viander Cross has got the better of Naturalism close to home and is racing away and scores a top win in the Guineas. Viander Cross came away to win it a bit more than a length to Naturalism. Third's pretty over Big Dreams, Naturalism and Viander Cross down the extreme outside, coming to the 200 mark and wide out. It's Viander Cross getting to the lead over Naturalism. They've shaken off Big Dreams. Viander Cross has got the better of Naturalism close to home and is racing away and scores a top win in the Guineas. Viander Cross came away to win it a bit more than a length to Naturalism. Third's pretty tight. Heroicity, I think, just in front of Big Dreams. Close up Sub-Zero, Mac Robert, then Ready to Explode. Winner, and an effortless winner too, is Viander Cross to pay odds of 850 and 280. As we get to Eden Park.
Certainly Viander Cross is a very promising horse. Perhaps he can right what has been a hoodoo with the Canterbury Guineas. When Canterbury Guineas horses go onto the AJC Derby, Canterbury Guineas winners go onto the AJC Derby, they don't do very well. In fact, I'd say in the last 30 years, 2 winners of the Canterbury Guineas have won the AJC Derby. Viander Cross looked the goods yesterday, but there's that hoodoo hanging around. So I wouldn't be taking a short price at this stage about Viander Cross in the AJC Derby.
Max, Viander Cross was beaten narrowly in a photo finish, in fact, in the New Zealand Derby. John Wheeler was reported as saying that the 2,400 metres and the Randwick track would suit him better than yesterday. Do you go along with that?
Yes, Keith, that's why I think bookmakers generally gambled against him yesterday. He drew out wide. He is certainly a better big track horse.
Winning the stakes.
Hill past the 600 mark and All Archie the leader. Alishan and Miss Comanche have moved up. They're trying to push Scalacci back onto the fence, but Oliver's a wake up to them and quickly comes away from the heels of All Archie. And coming around the turn, it's All Archie about 3/4 to Skillaci. In third place, Alishan, followed by Miss Comanche, who drops off a bit, and From the Planets on the fence behind those leaders, straightening up. Took Scalacci a few strides to get going. All Archie's giving plenty of cheek. Scalacci and Alishan on the outside, sticking with them. This long odds on favourite's going to have a struggle. Scalacci and Alishan have headed All Archie. Skillaci pokes out that big grey head as they hit the line, and Skillaci fell in to win it from Alishan, and Old Rollers charged home to get third, followed by All Archie.
And here is the head-on, Keith and Max, and you can see Skillaci running out on Alishan. Clark unable to use the whip in the right hand, and that, I guess, has been the significant thing, and the protest going to Alishan. You no doubt have had a good look at the Stewart's film. Do you agree with the decision?
Oh, yes, Bruce. There's no doubt about this. And this was also another victory for open inquiries, might I add. I can give my comments on these. I did hear the inquiry. I did see the film, unlike the journalists in Melbourne who are locked out of these sort of things. But you will find that Skillaci was on the inside and does move out. He won the race by a long head certainly the interference that he contributed, I think was more than a long head, and the stewards were quite justified in reversing the placings.
Well, I'm going to throw a spanner in the works. I'm not too sure. I reckon he's a bit stiff to lose at Scalacci. I thought he showed a lot of courage, but anyway, I'll be the one man out. Do you agree with Max?
I do, Bruce. I think that clearly showed that Elishan was forced out 3 or 4 horses, Max?
Yes, and the relevant fact of it, Bruce, was that, did you note that Damien Oliver didn't stop and straighten his mount? Now, John Schreck had Damien Oliver and Michael Clark in after the race, and he said, we will not condone this type of riding in Sydney. Now, if your horse is getting out, you've got to stop riding and straighten it. Otherwise, he said, you'll lose the race, and you might lose a bigger race than even the Canterbury Stakes, like the Golden Slipper. You must stop riding.
Did he cop a suspension?
No, he did not cop a suspension.
Well, sadly this week it was announced that the colt Terse has been retired from racing. As Tim Wharton reports, the horse, which had a phenomenal career as a 2-year-old, will now go to stud and hopefully produce more champions like himself.
Following a decision by Terse's connections and trainer Clary Connors to retire the colt after the horse bled following a recent barrier trial.
X-rays of his lungs showed that he had a small scarring of the lungs, and we didn't want to risk any major bleeding attack, and so we just decided to retire the horse.
In your opinion, in the Golden Slipper?
To the corner, 4:50 to go. Jeune Star just led over Clocker. In third place, So Spectacular. Dan Zadak is blocked away as they turn for home. Reba Diva's behind a wall of horses straightening up, and Burst is now pulled to the outside, and going with her is Marbecca. At the 200, Clocker shot clear of Dan Zadak. Reba Diva is weaving and ducking and diving. Now she's into the clear with Burst further out, but Clocker with a terrific turn of speed has raced clear. Burst is after her now on the outside. Burst is closing fast. She's coming at 100 miles an hour. Di took hold of her right on the line, and Burst won very, very well over Clocker. Now third, either Reva Diva or Chinquillo.
She won at Gosford and then was scratch Burst, but she's very good. Keith, I'm not going to give Reva Diva away completely. She looked terribly disappointing, but I think she'll improve sharply in the Golden Slipper.
The only excuse you couldn't make one in the run. The only excuse, Bruce, is that often 2-year-olds fail at their first way, the reverse way of going, but other than that, I couldn't subscribe to your theory.
OK, fair. And let's go to the Todman. Here's the hot favourite now for the Golden Slipper, Clan O'Sullivan.
700 metres out, Clan O'Sullivan held together, led by a length to Our Sailor Man, Vertingly third and travelling at the moment, and then Facile on the outside, followed by Hajiro Kingdom, Archery Lake on the outside, a gap to High Secret, Captain's Review, and then Hall of Fame, Dinky Forever, Maple Flag off the track, and then Under a Spell as they corner. In the straight past the 400, and Cooksley gave the leader a sound out. Clan O'Sullivan dashed away, 2 on Vertingly, who's in second place, and then Facile, and the others are 1,000,000 to 1. Coming to the 200, and the Clan is in full flight. He's 3 in front of Vertingly and Facile. They're both under the whip doing absolutely nothing. Here's the Golden Slipper favourite. He'll start even money on Slipper Day. Clan O'Sullivan streaking away, and there's a win by 5 lengths to Vertingly. Third Facile, fourth Maple Flag, followed by Hall of Fame.
Well, he's very impressive, there's no doubt about that, Max. So you brought up the Canterbury Guineas in relationship to the AJC Derby last week in history. Well, history says Black Opal winners don't win the Golden Slipper. Blazing Saddles, Just Blooming and Comely Girl, the only horses that have won the Black Opal and been placed. This bloke's about to break a record, do you think?
I think that Clan O'Sullivan is probably better than those horses. I think he's a great chance. His time yesterday wasn't as good as Burst, another Golden Slipper hope in an earlier race. His overall time, his sections more than compared with her. He's a very, very good 2-year-old. He looks like a 3-year-old. Perhaps he had a shade of improvement left in him. He blew up after the race. I'm sure that Frank Cleary will have him 100% wound up for the Golden Slipper. I think he'll just about win. I can't convince myself at this stage that he's a certainty to beat Burst, but perhaps in the next 10 days or so I'll just get that little bit of an edge.
You convinced, Keith?
I'll go stronger, Bruce. He broke 35 for his last 600 metres. Burst didn't do that yesterday. He's got the physique of Rancher, he's got the speed of Vane and the manners of Manikato. They can start putting that slipper on his hoof already. He's a good thing.
Gee, I haven't known you to be that confident for a long time. Clan O'Sullivan, just put your money on, Keith says. For the Golden Slipper, Clan O'Sullivan is 5-4 favourite. Burst at 5-1. Of course, Reva Diva not running. Clocker some go to the Ranvet Stakes. Let's have a look at Rough Habit. And Jimmy does have a good look around on the turn.
Just a Dancer on the outside of Superimpose. He's off on Rough Habit. He's sweeping around them 3 wide up towards the lead. Then My Eagle Eye, followed by Castletown, Star of the Realm. Superimpose into the clear now. He'll be taken to the outside as they turn the corner. And Just a Dancer last as they straighten. Stylish Century led. Dr. Grace is after him. Rough Habit is looming to them on the outside. He's got them covered and Cassidy's confident. Rough Habit has raced to the lead from Dr. Grace, Stylish Century. Then My Eagle Eye. Cassidy's looking for Superimpose, but he's nowhere to be seen. Rough Habit is in front. Now he's got to go for him. Here's the danger. My Eagle Eye. My Eagle Eye is coming at Rough Habit. Rough Habit still in front. My Eagle Eye is coming home the best on the outside. They hit it, I think. My Eagle Eye in a boil over. My Eagle Eye by a nose to Rough Habit is in front. Now he's got to go for him. Here's the danger. My Eagle Eye. My Eagle Eye is coming at Rough Habit. Rough Habit still in front. My Eagle Eye is coming home the best on the outside. They hit it, I think. My Eagle Eye in a boil over. My Eagle Eye by a nose to Rough Habit, Stylish Century. Then Dr. Grace, Star of the Realm. Superimpose didn't do much in the run home.
Well, make up your own mind there on Rough Habit whether or not he was completely genuine in the run up the straight. Superimpose. Cassidy, Keith, a great rider, but gee, he'd have a sore neck this morning. He's had 48 looks in the straight on Rough Habit. Overconfident?
I don't know whether it was overconfidence. Max would have a better idea of that, Bruce, but I thought Rough Habit, and Max is using terms in brackets, doggedly or dogged it. Rough Habit, he didn't seem to want to go on with it, to my mind.
Don't think he'd Superimpose. Can he still win the Doncaster? That's the big question.
Superimpose can win the Doncaster, but excuse my sarcasm, but Superimpose is a fair weather champion. If everything breaks Superimpose's way, he can win it out.
Max, he's won 2 Epsoms and 2 Doncasters. He's one of the great horses.
Yes, but Bruce, I'm trying to point out that everything went his way. Now, when there is a little bit of... Now, when there is a little bit of moisture on the track and he gets his footsies a bit damp, he can't put his best foot forward.
I don't believe this.
The Superimpose, Bruce, that you saw yesterday, was that the Superimpose at Randwick last start? And also, you'll say he's a better horse at Randwick than he is at Rosehill. He won the Ranvet 12 months ago at Rosehill.
Yeah, but he did run last in the BMW last year and then came out and won the Doncaster at his next stop.
That's what I'm saying.
Rosehill, the William Inglis Guineas for 1992 by the name of Viander Cross, who won the Canterbury Guineas effortlessly. There's one problem here today, however. All of the winners have either led or raced near the lead because of a little bit of track bias, and Viander Cross is a horse who likes to get back a little bit in his races.
He's got a problem. He's going to need a lot of luck because he's a horse that races back in the field, and, if you're on Viander Cross, as I am, I backed him earlier, I think we better say a few prayers, but if he gets a fair crack at them, he'll run over the top of them. Number 1, Viander Cross, is a short price favourite on the tab at 6-4. And surprisingly, bookies aren't taking big risks with him either. Naturalism is the firmer on the tote-in, now to about $4.30. Odds of just over 13-4, 3.25 to 1. Heroicity from Perth, there's a 6-1 chance. Cavalieri, who beat Viander Cross, although they say luckily in the New Zealand Derby on Boxing Day, is a 10-1 chance.
This year, not a filly in the field. Cool Affair is just the leader when they settle over Beowulf and Sub-Zero. Zinder's in a prominent spot soon after the start, then Heroicity and Stargaters going fast out wide up towards the lead. My Wanderin' Star and Dark Czar not too far away, followed by Naturalism, and then Tar Heel Boy, Coolong Road, Mac Robert, getting back near the fences, Cavalieri, followed by Skylock. Viander Cross is second last, and My Diamond Rouge on. And Dark Czar is the leader. My Wanderin' Star second. In first, Viander Cross, hard-ridden, is going 4 and 5 deep right around the field. He's going to have to put up one hell of an effort to win the Guineas. They've got him right off the track as they near the turn. Dark Czar is the leader, coming to the corner over My Wanderin' Star, and then Beowulf, Naturalism, followed by Sub-Zero, Coolong Road, and Viander Cross couldn't possibly get any wider. Straightening up for the run home, Dark Czar, My Wanderin' Star, Heroicity putting in a dash. Here comes Naturalism, and Viander Cross under the whip is grinding away on the outside. Naturalism took the lead past the 200 mark from Viander Cross, getting into second place and is trying desperately to pick up the leader. Naturalism stopping Viander Cross. He's as game as Ned Kelly, but he can't reach Naturalism. Naturalism won the Guineas by a head to Viander Cross, the best thing beaten I think I've ever seen in the Guineas. Viander Cross couldn't possibly get any wider. Straightening up for the run home, Dark Czar, My Wanderin' Star, Heroicity putting in a dash. Here comes Naturalism, and Viander Cross under the whip is grinding away on the outside. Naturalism took the lead past the 200 mark from Viander Cross, getting into second place and is trying desperately to pick up the leader. Naturalism stopping Viander Cross. He's as game as Ned Kelly, but he can't reach Naturalism. Naturalism won the Guineas by a head to Viander Cross, the best thing beaten I think I've ever seen in the Guineas. Guineas. Close up, Skylock in a photo with Cool Affair for third, then Dark Czar, My Wanderin' Star, Heroicity, Sub-Zero, followed by Zinders and Stargate. Oh, what a incredible performance by Viander Cross. An unbelievable run by the New Zealander Viander Cross, and I'm sure Mick Dittman will be the first to agree that Naturalism was very, very lucky to beat him.
Yes, John, that was one of the best three-year-old staying performances I've ever seen, and it's absolutely cruel to see a track bias beat a horse like this. And Viander Cross is going to start probably the shortest priced favourite in the AJC Derby for many years. Shorter, I'd say, than Bone Crusher. Look at him come here up.
Inglis Rosehill Guineas. Number 2, Naturalism first, $4 the win, $1.50 the place. Number 1, Viander Cross, very unlucky, $1.50 for second. And 13, Skylock got the photo.
Best thing beaten I think I've ever seen in the Guineas.
Well, that's what Johnny Tapp had to say. Viander Cross, Naturalism, throw-in star of the realm. The Derby is going to be very exciting. Skylock. Viander Cross, gee, that's the best thing beaten you've ever seen. That was a very poor ride, wasn't it?
Oh, I wouldn't be too severe on the rider, and this certainly isn't, shall we say, I'm not putting cushions under riders who ride bad races, but everybody at Rose.
Naturalism looked a shade unlucky in the previous time they clashed in the Canterbury Guineas. Now the Rosehill Guineas has gone to Naturalism. You're feeling, Keith, from an AJC Derby point of view?
Well, he's racing well. He had Randwick that Viander Cross would have his measure.
Yes, they sure do, John. A good old bloke, George Ryder. And the prices in the George Ryder Stakes is 9-1 Better Loosen Up. Prince Salieri is at 8-1. Arc Regal at 33-1. Shivers Revenge from the Bart Cummings stable. A ride for Greg Childs is at 7-1. Quick Score seems pretty good odds. I'll just double check that. Coming in now, make him 11-2 and him 1 or 13-2 in this harder race. Scalacci was scratched this morning. Kinjite is showing odds of 11-4, $3.80 for $1 on the New South Wales TAB. I think he'll win. Matter of fact, I think he's a damn good thing. I've got my cash on him. Big Dreams, G. Duffy is at 9-1.
Looks like a Kushla Marie is a further late scratching. Yes, they're away in the rider, off and running in the rider without Blue Boss and a Kushla Marie, and bouncing out in front is Vows, quickly into stride. Quick Score going fast out wide in search of the lead. Kinjite pinged away very quickly today and is one of the leaders, and Big Dreams is right up there with them when they get going, followed by Arc Regal, and then it's been a pretty muddling affair. 700 out, they've gone at a leisurely bat. Quick Score, the leader, Kinjite, going up to join him with Big Dreams, obliged to race 3 deep. Right behind those Vows and Arc Regal, followed by Stradmore, Prince Salieri, taking off around them now. Take the road, Better Loosen Up, flat to the boards, about 6 off the lead, and Michael Clark is probing for runs between horses. Not much room there at the moment. Big Dreams and Kinjite, Quick Score on the inside. The 3 of them are in line. Big Dreams looks to have taken a narrow lead. Big Dreams on the outside has the head in front of Kinjite, who's not done with yet. Big Dreams wants to shift a bit under pressure. Kinjite kicking again, and these old rivals are having a battle royal. Kinjite grabbed the lead. He's got Big Dreams measure, and Kinjite thrown over the line by Dittman. Beat Big Dreams. Oh, Better Loosen Up has charged home. He's in a photo for Rosehill, the William Inglis Guineas for 1992 by the name of Viander Cross, who won the Canterbury Guineas effortlessly. There's one problem here today, however. All of the winners have either led or raced near the lead because of a little bit of track bias, and Viander Cross is a horse who likes to get back a little bit in his races.
He's got a problem. He's going to need a lot of luck because he's a horse that races back in the field. And, well, if you're on Viander Cross, as I am, I backed him earlier, I think we better say a few prayers. But if he gets a fair crack at them, he'll run over the top of them. Number 1, Viander Cross, is a short price favourite on the tab at 6-4. And surprisingly, bookies aren't taking big risks with him either. Naturalism is the firmer on the tote-in, now to about $4.30. Odds of just over 13-4, 3.25-1. Heroicity from Perth is a 6-1 chance. Cavalieri, who beat Viander Cross, although they say luckily in the New Zealand Derby on Boxing Day, is a 10-1 chance.
Things this year, not a filly in the field. Flags down, off and running, and we wait for them to come into view. Racing into view, and Cool Affair is just the leader when they settle over Be a Wolf and Sub-Zero. Zinder's in a prominent spot soon after the start, then Heroicity and Stargate is going fast out wide up towards the lead. My Wanderin' Star and Dark Czar not too far away, followed by Naturalism, and then Tar Heel Boy, Coolong Road, Mac Robert, getting back near the fences, Cavalieri, followed by Skylock. Viander Cross is second last, and My Diamond Rouge on the outside as last as they head to the back. About Naturalism won the Guineas by a head to Viander Cross, the best thing beaten I think I've ever seen in the Guineas. Close up, Skylock in a photo with Cool Affair for third, then Dark Czar, My Wanderin' Star, Heroicity, Sub-Zero, followed by Zinders and Stargate. Oh, what a Incredible performance by Viander Cross. An unbelievable run by the New Zealander Viander Cross. And I'm sure Mick Dittman will be the first to agree that Naturalism was very, very lucky to beat him.
Yes, John, that was one of the best three-year-old staying performances I've ever seen, and it's absolutely cruel to see a track by a speeder horse like this. And Viander Cross is going to start probably the shortest priced favourite in the AJC Derby for many years. Shorter, I'd say, than Bone Crusher. Look at him come here up.
Inglis Rosehill Guineas. Number 2, Naturalism, first $4 the win, $1.50 the place. Number 1, Viander Cross, very unlucky, $1.50 for second. And 13, Skylock got the photo, and it was 19.
Yes, they sure do, John. A good old bloke, George Ryder. And the prices in the George Ryder Stakes is 9-1 Better Loosen Up. Prince Salieri is at 8-1. Arc Regal at 33-1. Shivers Revenge from the Bart Cummings stable. A ride for Greg Childs is at 7-1. Quick Score seems pretty good odds. I'll just double check that. Coming in now, make him 11-2 and him 1 or 13-2 in this harder race. Scalacci was scratched this morning. Kinjite is showing odds of 11-4, $3.80 for $1 on the New South Wales TAB. I think he'll win. Matter of fact, I think he's a damn good thing. I've got my cash on him. Big Dreams, G. Duffy is at 9-1.
Looks like a Kushla Marie is a further late scratching. Yes, they're away in the rider. Off and running in the rider without Blue Boss and a Kushla Marie. And bouncing out in front is Vows. Quickly into stride. Quick Score going fast out wide in search of the lead. Kinjite pinged away very quickly today and is one of the leaders. And Big Dreams is right up there with them when they get going. Followed by Arc Regal and then Stradmore, Prince Salieri. Old Roll just behind that bunch. Followed by Shivers Revenge. And then Take the Road, India's Dream. Better Loosen Up as second last and Poetic Chant as last. To the first turn at the 1,000 mark, and Quick Score led. He's pulling in front, believe it or not. Kinjite second, Big Dreams third, followed by Vows, and then Stradmore 3 deep. Arc Regal getting between that pair. A length further back as Old Roll, and then Prince Salieri, followed by Shiva's Revenge. Take the Road as next, and then Better Loosen Up, India's Dream, followed by Poetic Chant. It's been a pretty muddling affair. 700 out, they've gone at a leisurely bat. Quick Score, the leader, Kinjite, going up to join him with Big Dreams, obliged to race 3 deep. Right behind those Vows and Arc Regal, followed by Stradmore, Prince Salieri. Taking off around them now, Take the Road. Better Loosen Up, flat to the boards, about 6 off the lead, and Michael Clark is probing for runs between horses. Not much room there at the moment. Big Dreams and Kinjite. Quick Score on the inside. The 3 of them are in line. Big Dreams looks to have taken a narrow lead. Big Dreams on the outside has the head in front of Kinjite, who's not done with yet. Big Dreams wants to shift a bit under pressure. Kinjite kicking again, and these old rivals are having a battle royal. Kinjite grabbed the lead. He's got Big Dreams measure, and Kinjite thrown over the line by Dittman. Beat Big Dreams. Old Better Loosen Up has charged home. He's in a photo for third with Vows and Old Roll wide out. Stradmore and Prince Salieri close up, and then Quick Score, who folded up from India's Dream. Shivers Revenge.
He shifted from the Coleroy Beach proper because of the erosion after the big seas we've had here.
And he just missed out. Keith Kinjite is now favourite for the Doncaster Handicap. Kinjite, a terrific horse. He's a hardy horse. He must have an excellent constitution. He's had 24 starts and he's still just 3 years of age. You've already mentioned Better Loosen Up.
Yes, it was the first win for Kinjite or his trainer at either of the STC tracks, Bruce. He was Poleax last week and it was an impressive win, but gosh, Better Loosen Up, he is coming back. It was a fantastic and an eye-catching performance.
Max, your impressions of Better Loosen Up?
During the race, he raced well. He went to the line with enthusiasm. It was a good race. After the race, he also caught the eye. One of the STC vets felt he was lame. John Schreck, the STC chief steward, thought he was... Just a point about Kinjite's race, it was a sprint home. That adds to the merit of Better Loosen Up, who gave the 3-year-olds a lead. And as you...
Slipper, Clan O'Sullivan is 5-4 favourite, Burst at 5-1. Of course, Reva Diva not running to 1. And both staying with Clan O'Sullivan at this stage?
Yes, I am, Bruce. I think that as racing panned out yesterday, there wasn't a serious threat to Clan O'Sullivan to emerge from the meeting at Rosehill. I think Burst, the filly, does loom as the only threat, but she doesn't even do that in my mind. I think he's a special next week.
And Max, you agree with Keith, over the line?
Not over the line. I've got Clan O'Sullivan on top. Certi is a risk.
Rosehill, and she probably needed them. Well, I'll bet you Tats ticket both of you. Burst will beat Clan O'Sullivan next week.
If Shane can make it 4 straight, do you think he can?
I don't, John, but anything can win the slipper. I've tried for a couple of weeks to try and sort something out to beat the favourite, but I've joined the clan. He's got the best form, and I think he'll get the cash and the tote, and that's the main elsewhere. Clan O'Sullivan at odds on 9 to 10. Put on $10, you'll get 19 back. You'll win 9. I think you'll be getting a return though, and that's what counts. 40 to 1. King Marauding is a 15-1 chance. Mick Dittman, the rider, he'll be there all the way. He'll be up there early in the Melbourne, the rider. Burst, John told you she's second favourite. Burst is at 9-2 and 9-2 solid. At the moment, going to return $5.50 a win for $1 and $1.80 the plate. 5-1. Loving Cup, another Hayes horse, is at 100-1.
Often running in the Tui's Golden Slipper. Tennessee Mist is a clear last to leave the starting gate. Clear hard first turn. Tennessee Mist is making up ground. Yachty is out very deep. Burst is cluttered up between horses. Back with her Chinquillo. A long gap to Dam's a Dark. And then Sparky Miss followed by Merry Shade, and Sir T is absolute last as they near the corner. Into the straight, Clan O'Sullivan with the inside running, just led Loving Cup, King Marauding 3 deep, and Clocker right off the track. Vertically on the fence behind those, followed by Facile and Burster starting to weave between them, but Clan O'Sullivan kicked away. Clan O'Sullivan exploded clear of Loving Cup at the 200 mark. Burst is about to run into third place, and she's finishing on gamely, so is Ken Thayer. Clan O'Sullivan is shortening stride. Loving Cup and Burst down the outside is rocketing to the line. Burst has swamped Clan O'Sullivan. 4 straight for Shane Dye. Burst got up to beat Clan O'Sullivan. Loving Cup is third.
And so too vertically, Cookley said, let's go on Clan O'Sullivan. He kicked away from Loving Cup. King Marauding trying hard, and so too was Clocker. The only danger to Clan O'Sullivan is Loving Cup. Clan O'Sullivan in front, passing the 200. Loving Cup starting to go take ground off him near the post. In front, Clan O'Sullivan, and here comes Burst. Shane Dye is going to make it 4 in a row, and Shane Dye and Burst beat Clan O'Sullivan.
Trained by Clary Connors, who's now won 2 slippers on the trot, and Shane Dye setting a record that may never be broken. 4 straight golden slippers as Shane comes back on this rather lightly framed little filly Burst, who lacks.
On Marauding, the sire of today's winner Burst. For trainer Clary Connors, an emotional win. Last year he trained Terse for victory, but recently that colt had been retired after bleeding. Now Connors had produced another great 2-year-old.
I thought last year was something, but yeah.
Clary stuck for words after a magnificent slipper win. Burst at 9-2 from the even money favourite Clan O'Sullivan. The David Hayes trained outsider Love.
And Burst's win continues the success story for Shane Dye, for Clary Connors, and also for horses that have won the Goldens.
Shane Dye is undoubtedly a freak rider. His performance in winning 4 consecutive Golden Slippers is just remarkable. And
hey, let's go to the BMW.
Righto, let's look at the betting on this year's BMW. Number 1, Dr. Grace at 5-2, getting out towards 11-4. Rough Habit at 5-2, might come in just a fraction. Stylish Century at 12-1, Castletown 14, 33 Magnolia Hall, Liquidity at 15-1. My Eagle Eye firming all the time, very, very hard to beat. He's my tip. I reckon he'll get the cash. I reckon you should get your money on him. About 11-4, My Eagle Eye. He's been the firmer in the ring. Shivers Revenge was put down during the week and is obviously not running. Mick Dittman's Mount Cool Reception is at 30-1, and the lone 3-year-old Heroicity, Greg Hall, is a 15-1 chance.
Reception on the extreme outside, and they look to be about set. The gates open, they're away in the BMW. Good start. Heroicity is one of the first out. Stylish Century began well. Zimmergy being ridden a bit, and Neil Payne is very anxious to lead in the early stages on Zimmergy. Acquidity is prominent. Dr. Grace a bit deep in the run down.
Enough if good enough, followed by Heroicity and Magnolia Hall, and then Rudjig and My Eagle Eye is now taken away from the fence, and they're starting to bunch up as they come down the side. Further back is Rough Habit, who's giving them a bit of a start, and tailed off is Castletown. 600 metres out, Acquidity went to the lead over Stylish Century. Dr. Grace in third place is under very hard riding, and then Cool Reception and Heroicity. My Eagle Eye is now pulled to the outside as they turn for home, and Rough Habit behind a wall of horses. Straightening up, and Acquidity is dashed clear. Acquidity put 2 lengths on them. Heroicity getting into second place. Dr. Grace is under heavy pressure, followed by My Eagle Eye, and Rough Habit right down the extreme outside is going after them. But the West Aussie, Heroicity took the lead in the BMW from Acquidity. Rough Habit can't reach them. Acquidity kicking again. Heroicity and Acquidity in a tooth and nail struggle as they come to the line. Heroicity on the outside. The youngest runner in the field wins the BMW over Acquidity. And Gavin Eads congratulates the rider of Heroicity as they go past the post. Rough Habit third.
Close up then, My Eagle Eye and Rudjik, Castletown, Dr. Grace, followed by Stylish Century, well back some years back. Heroicity, $15 and $3.50. The forgotten hero after failures in the 2 Guineas races.
And it was Heroicity with Greg Hall aboard at 15-1. Certainly looks like he'll be giving Viandacross a run for his money in next week's
Gavin Eade shaking Greg Hall's hand there. I think it's fair to say that Rough Habit is a superior wet track runner after that race, and well, those horses will go around, many of them in the Queen Elizabeth Stakes and Heroicity in the AJC Derby. City winning the BMW yesterday. His form just didn't look strong enough leading into it. What does this say about the older weight for age horses? I know we've lost a lot through injury and the shocking death of Shiver's Revenge during the week, but what does it say about the BMW?
Well, Heroicity, Bruce, was the only 3-year-old in the field. I've always had a high opinion of him.
Any race that loses Let's Elope and Shiva's Revenge has lost plenty.
John, it's a great race, the Derby, and what you say is right. There's a few rumours about Viander Cross. This often happens with favourites. At the moment, Viander Cross in the ring, open just a touch in the red. He's now at odds against. He's eased a little bit on the tote. I'm sticking with him. I hope the stories aren't quite right. Here are the prices. Number 1, Naturalism, on the tote is still showing 5 to 1. That'll come in up to 2 points yet, so don't be too confident of that price. 6 to 1, Heroicity. Viander Cross out to $2.10 for $1, odds of about 10 to 9 against. I've got my cash on him, and that's the price I took. Give him strength. Give him a lot of strength. 12 to 1, Star of the Realm. A good tip from Trackman. They say he's worked much, much better this week, and that
Off and running in the Derby. Good start. Viander Cross slightly slow to move, and so was Star of the Realm, and Cooler Fair jumped well with Cabora. My Diamond Rouge close to the inside is one of the leaders. Naturalism is fired up by Dittman in the early part, and he's going to cross towards the lead. Then Demi Dahar followed by Coolong Road, Stargate. Heroicity midfield when they settle down. Further back, Examination, followed by Tar Heel Boy on the inside of Skylock. Further back into Musician. Viander Cross has dropped onto the fence to be running third last as to the top turn now in the Derby, and the leader is My Examination. Further back, Cabora, followed by Skylock, and then Stargate, Tar Heel Boy, Cavalieri well back. So is Viander Cross as they come to the turn. He's spotting them a start. In fact, he's not going well at all, Viander Cross. Star of the Realm is a mile back, and so is Into Musician as they come to the turn, and they've packed up very tightly where Shane Dye goes to the lead on Cooler Fair, to be tackled in turn by Coolong Road and Examination. 3 wide on the outside, straightening up. Further back is Naturalism. Heroicity has now popped the question. Further out, Skylock is starting to run on strongly as they top the hill where Coolong Road got to the lead. Mick Dittman is squeezing through on Naturalism. Examinations there with Heroicity, and here comes Viander Cross. Viander Cross down the outside is motoring home. Naturalism the leader. Viander Cross inch by inch is wearing him down. Naturalism still in front. He ran out near the line, but Naturalism wins at a half length to Viander Cross in a bumping finish. Cavalieri, I think, third in front of Examination, followed by Cooler Fair, and then Skylock. Heroicity.
The fence goes Demi Dahar. Down the outside comes Cavalieri. Even wider is Viander Cross, and even wider on the track is Star of the Realm as they come down towards the 200. Examination's gone up to take the lead. Naturalism's got a split at the 200, and here comes Viander Cross. Viander Cross out after Naturalism. Naturalism on the fence. Viander Cross out on the centre of the track. Naturalism, Viander Cross. Naturalism's going to repeat his win. Oh, he took Viander Cross off the track. He brought out about 8 horses. There'll be a protest. Naturalism has beaten Viander.
Naturalism in the green colours with the white blinkers. What a ride by Earl Dittman. Strike me pink, it was a ride. Now watch closely. Viander Cross was going to swamp him. Then he was almost a carbon copy of the Rosehill Guineas finish. Dittman stops riding, so that's a sure indication Naturalism was coming out. He might have hampered him. If he did, it was only in the last 20 or 30 metres. Naturalism $5.30 and $1.70.
You watch his whip action. These were the 2 best horses, the 2 best 3-year-olds, and they came away to fight it out. He did hang out a little bit. Mick stops riding him. Viander Cross, well, his run may have ended, but there's no doubt Naturalism has won clearly from the news.
Yes, there is a protest, Ken. Second against first. Jim Walker, rider of Viander Cross, lodges an objection against Naturalism.
Naturalism was brilliant, did survive the protest from Viander Cross, who was again...
Well, John Tapp said it was a bumping finish. We'll show you the head-on in just a moment, and you'll be surprised at it happened. But watch this. Runs out quickly here, and runs right up alongside Viander Cross and takes him out towards the end. But I think Max and Keith have both explained that it was a little too close to the post, but he did run about very badly in the last little bit. Interestingly, the bookmakers in Melbourne yesterday bet good odds Naturalism first past the post in the protest.
The margin, Bruce, was 3/4 of a length. The interference was 60 metres from the post, and bookmakers bet even money after the race about Naturalism retaining it.
And Wickwood, have you taken the even money Naturalism after hearing the steward's inquiry?
Oh, after hearing the steward's inquiry, I would have taken the even money Naturalism, not only with all that I have, but all that you and Keith have too. There wasn't much chance it would be upheld. Keith mentioned there...
Do you prefer, if we're talking Cox Plates, Caulfield Cups, Melbourne Cups, whatever, which of these two horses do you think will go on in the spring and be one of the stars of racing?
I think they'll both go on. Naturalism loves the Valley. He's being set for the Cox Plates, maybe the Cups as well. It's probably
produce. Dye is sitting quietly on Burst. He had the best look back you've ever seen to see where King Marauding is, and now he goes for home. And Burst got about a half length on Commissar, who's boxing on strongly. 2 lengths away is King Marauding and Merry Shade. He's got to go for Burst. Commissar is coming again on the inside. Burst about a neck in front. Commissar trying his heart out, but the filly's too good, and she got away right on the line.
Burst is now 2/3 of the way to completing the Triple Crown. Terce won the Triple Crown last year and Luskin Star back in 1977. To the Queen Elizabeth Stakes, the favourite was Rough Habit, but most punters were hoping for Superimpose.
Superimpose taking a while to get going. Rough Habit sprinted quickly at the 200 mark and raced about a half in front of My Eagle Eye, and then Equidity, and Superimpose can't win. Rough Habit starting to draw right away in the last bit. My Eagle Eye running a sterling Sydney Cup trial, but Rough Habit too good and wins the Queen Elizabeth from My Eagle Eye.
Another Group 1 success for Rough Habit, this time on top of the ground. He goes on to Brisbane, where he's sure to be a major player. To the Galaxy, Euclay's the odds-on favourite, but Scalacci again in rare form.
Scalacci trying to bullock out of a pocket. Street Ruffian's gone, and then Yellow Lad and Friends Venture. Euclay's going strongly at the 200 mark. Scalacci is coming after him now. Dittman goes for the whipper. Scalacci ranges alongside. Oh, Friends Venture is rattling down the outside, but Scalacci shot clear close to home, and he's drawing away and is going to win well. Scalacci wins the Galaxy. Scalacci trying to bullock out of a pocket. Street Ruffian's gone, and then Yellow Lad and Friends Venture. Euclay's going strongly at the 200 mark. Scalacci is coming after him now. Dittman goes for the whipper. Scalacci ranges alongside. Oh, Friends Venture is rattling down the outside, but Scalacci shot clear close to home, and he's drawing away and is going to win well. Scalacci wins the Galaxy.
Scalacci is now upstage Placid Arc, winning the Big Three in Melbourne, the Lightning Stakes, the Oakley Plate, the Newmarket, and the Galaxy in Sydney in the...
The All-Age Stakes. We were talking about Jim Cassidy just a moment ago. Keith mentioned his vigour at the end of this race. It's one of the best finishes you'll ever see. Let's go to the All-Aged.
And coming around the turn, Big Dreams is the leader. Old Roll in second place, being niggled a bit now as they turn for home. Quick Score third. Surface Paradise about to switch around those horses, and then Power Chief and Rough Habit as they come over the rise. Big Dreams the leader from Old Roll, who's under a bit of pressure coming over the hill. Quick Score's in on the fence. Surface Paradise is floundering a bit as they put on the pace, and Rough Habit on the outside is going as well as Surface Paradise at the moment. Big Dreams though. Big Dreams going strongly at the 100 mark. He's still in front. Rough Habit is motoring now. Quick Score diving through in the middle. It's Big Dreams hard up against the inside rail. Quick Score in the centre. Rough Habit out under the arches. You've never seen a finish like it. They're all across the chief, and Rough Habit as they come over the rise. Big Dreams the leader from Old Roll, who's under a bit of pressure coming over the hill. Quick Score's in on the fence. Surface Paradise is floundering a bit as they put on the pace, and Rough Habit on the outside is going as well as Surface Paradise at the moment. Big Dreams though. Big Dreams going strongly at the 100 mark. He's still in front. Rough Habit is motoring now. Quick Score diving through in the middle. It's Big Dreams hard up against the inside rail. Quick Score in the centre. Rough Habit out under the arches. You've never seen a finish like it. They're all across the track. But then
Tricky finish with Rough Habit storming down the outside with Cassidy on board to get the prize.
And Rough Habit got it. He's won races now from 1,200 to 2,400. He's won 18 out of 34. It's got a remarkable record. That race was 1,600 yesterday, but Keith, 6 of his wins have been at 1,400 metres. He's a versatile... This is the same horse that ran 5th in the Japan Cup last year. He is a decent horse, isn't he?
He's a very good horse, and he'll clash again with Quick Score in the Stradbroke in Brisbane in the winter.
Do his best. He has been regarded as a wet track horse. Randwick yesterday was in as fast a condition as it will ever be, so he destroyed that myth.
Give the 2-year-old Triple Crown. Burst the inside runner. Commissar stands well with Never Forget, Imposing Bull, and 600 out coming to the corner, and Yachty is in front of Imposing Bull and Hall of Fame. Never Forget sweeping around the outside. Slight Chances bailed up on the fence, followed by Merry Shade, and then Sir Amadi, followed by Commissar, and Burst as last as they come over the rise. Dies hard at work on the fillies. He's trying to see some daylight. He's about to push into the clear. He's out now on Burst as they come to the 200 mark. Imposing Bull, Yachty, Never Forget. Burst on the outside is coming out after them. Yachty still in front. Burst on the extreme outside. Imposing Bull in the centre. It's Yachty and Burst. They're coming to the line absolutely locked together, and it's close right on the line. There's nothing in it. Burst or Yachty in a very tight one in the Champagne. Looks like Slight Chance third, followed by Imposing Bull, Merry Shade. Yachty raised another effort, but Burst is on the outside, which is going to give her a big hope here. Here comes the final stride. Burst's head is coming down, and you'd want to be on Burst. Oh, hang on, there's another stride coming up. See, you've got one head up and one head down. They're always the toughest ones to judge. $2 and $1.
Burst the winner, and it was a fantastic effort. The numbers 7, 1 and 5. Burst $2 even and $1.
We talked about Brisbane because that's where the scene's going to be in the next 6 or 7 weeks, along with Adelaide with their big carnival. The Kitchen Cup yesterday was the feature event at Doomben. Scalacci was scratched on Saturday morning. No surprise there. He's going to be one of the stars, obviously, in Brisbane, but he'll be saved for another day. Barossa Boy successful. Let's have a look at this performance. A very narrow victory over Sonic Express, and he's got an excellent record, this Western Australian sprinter.
Running to the home turn, 450 metres out, Chortle the leader. Barossa Boy second on the outside, followed by Whale of a Night going for a run in the middle and getting it. Boone's Break, Sonic Express next. Soho Square to the extreme outside, and they're clear of Viscount Waverley. Munt says go on the favourite, and at the 200, Barossa Boy has hit the lead from Chortle. Sonic Express is chasing the favourite now, and looming is a danger. Barossa Boy just in front of Sonic Express. They're going to fight it out. Barossa Boy's just in front. Sonic Express grabbing him. They hit it. Barossa Boy kicked. He might have just won. A photo finish, Barossa Boy or Sonic Express. Tied for third, Soho Square, Whale of a Night, Viscount Waverley.
Chris Muntz, the winning jockey, rode 4 winners here yesterday. This horse has got an excellent record. He's won 18 out of 37 and $560,000.
He's a top-line sprinter, Bruce. Connections missed the nomination deadline for the Stradbroke Handicap. The late entry fee is $35,000, but yesterday's race was worth 100 long one, so they're there.
Let's go to the Derby. Morphettville, the scene yesterday. The same Quinella as the VRC St Ledger, but reversed this time with Sub-Zero defeating Dark Czar.
Down the side at the 800 and Charleston Party by a half, 3/4. At Best has run a cheeky race second from Voluntary. Getting going now into the picture, Lincoln's Court, and then came Glastonbury under pressure. Nelson Valentine lucky to get around it. Sub-Zero wide runs on, and there's more out deep on the track. Tolomoran, further back Roman Pride, and then a bit of bother there, Pompey Force, and wide around it Gazelle Royale top rating. Oro Dodino back behind those from Boaron, and Glastonbury dropped out to last. In the straight they race now, and here on the outside, At Best has raced up with Sub-Zero to go to the leader, Charleston Party. They were followed very wide by Roman Pride coming home, and back behind those Voluntary, and then came Fans, but it's Sub-Zero in front getting close to home. He's got a break of a length and a half. The interest in the minors, Sub-Zero's going to win it. Dark Czar will get up and run second, third, Tolomoran.
Yes, Sub-Zero reversing his loss to Dark Czar in the St Ledger at Flemington on Anzac Day.
Greg Hall's ride on Sub-Zero yesterday looked very good because he's been a problem horse, hasn't he?
Yes, it was a great ride, a gear change. He's now being set for the Adelaide Cup next Monday, tomorrow week, and Greg might have to saw off a leg, but he's trying to get down to 50.5, which would leave him 1.5 kilos over Sub-Zero's weight.
Yesterday with the Castlemaine 10,000, a terrific finish with Rough Habit looking for a terrific finish, the Castlemaine 10,000.
By gee, this is a big battle as they come down the side. Magic Dealers just in front. Whale of a Night is having a crack at him on the outside. Bounder Players moved up, and so is Sonic Express. 4 of them stretched across the track as they run to the corner. Barossa Boy is a length and a half away, 5th, followed by Gilded Queen. Rough Habit starting to go forward now. He's midfield about 4 deep as they straighten up. 400 metres to go in the 10,000. Bounder Play loomed up on the outside of Sonic Express. Whale of a Night is still there. Gilded Queen. Rough Habit hooked to the extreme outside. Kinjitay's not getting a lot of room. Friends Venture, and now Barossa Boy. Barossa Boy is bursting through, but look at the Kiwi go. Rough Habit, the king of the Kiwis. He's loomed up on the outside to hit the lead. Barossa Boy is chasing him now. Barossa Boy grabbed Rough Habit. They hit it, and Barossa Boy's got up to win the 10,000. He beat Rough Habit. Meg's Ego third. There, Gilded Queen. Rough Habit hooked to the extreme outside. Kinjitay's not getting a lot of room. Friends Venture, and now Barossa Boy. Barossa Boy is bursting through, but look at the Kiwi go. Rough Habit, the king of the Kiwis. He's loomed up on the outside to hit the lead. Barossa Boy is chasing him now. Barossa Boy grabbed Rough Habit. They hit it, and Barossa Boy's got up to win the 10,000. He beat Rough Habit. Meg's Ego third.
Yes, a very good call there, Wayne. What's happening with Rough Habit? What's happening with Rough Habit? There's some thought that he might run tomorrow on the Gold Coast in the Hollandale Cup.
Yes, well, he's in a $100,000 race at the coast tomorrow. It's raining here in Brisbane at the moment, Bruce, and conditions are going to suit him now.
19 out of 38, Barossa Boy. What's his program? Is he Stradbroke wise?
Well, there's a little bit of a problem there because someone forgot to nominate him for the Stradbroke Handicap. A connection said after the win yesterday, well, he's earned $400,000 or near enough to that in prize money yesterday. They're entitled to spend the 25 large to get him into the big race. They're not going to... Scalacci's likely to stay in Brisbane for that after he was scratched from the 10,000 yesterday. So they said, well, we'll let Scalacci have the QTC Cup. We'll go for the Stradbroke Handicap, and Connections will...
So here's the Goodwood Handicap of 1992.
There's a real crowding. Cogitate just off the main body, and then came Euclays at the 600, dashed away, 2 in front and is going deliberately deep. Dapper's Hope near its insiders after it. Ruffian T Habit, Dapper's Hope after Euclays in the running at the 200. They're clear of Cogitate working home the inside. It's Dapper's Hope coming out after Euclays, but I'll tell you something, the top weight is finding heaps. Euclays is racing away from them. Jeff and Beryl White, will they celebrate at the Hyatt Regency tonight? Thank you. Euclays has bolted him with a Goodwood. 3 lengths to Dapper's Hope, 3rd Cogitate.
Yes, he was really very, very impressive. John to Brisbane for the Stradbroke, and on that very well. Euclays yesterday got out to terrific odds in the Goodwood Handicap, 10-1. He's got a marvellous record in Adelaide, having won 2...
Talking about the odds, the bookmakers aren't generally generous people, but 10-1 about a horse who last started odds on to beat Scalacci. To me, it was just too good not to take up.
Bit of a surprise pack at Sub-Zero, winning the Derby and the Cup in Adelaide. Let's go to the concluding stages.
Brave Expectations toiling at that point. Dellingatter's also called it our day, and then came Stirring, but on the turn now, and Sub-Zero just the leader from Awesome Movers, run a big race. So is Big Baron. Mystery Adventures taking the shortcut and shot right up on the rail and went to the front. It's Mystery Adventure, the bottom weight, Sub-Zero, Big Baron, Runaway Groom, and then came London Bridge. But this 3-year-old is travelling down to the 200. Sub-Zero's got a very big break. He was ridden a beautiful race, Sub-Zero. He's 3 or 4 in front. In second placing, Mystery Adventure. Big Baron's going to run a place, and then London Bridge. And here's Stillboy coming home late, and Del Mar. But Sub-Zero, the youngsters, won it easily. 2.5 over. Big Baron second. Third placing went to Mystery Adventure.
Oh, good on Lee Friedman, and good on Greg Hall too on Monday with the Adelaide Cup.
Yeah, Sub-Zero, only a 3-year-old. I think he won by 3 lengths, didn't he?
Bolted him.
Yeah, big win, and we're going to see a lot more of this horse. He may even be first on your caps list this season.
I haven't even thought about those. Keith, it's a bit early, isn't it?
Not for you, baby.
Made a huge mistake last year with Shiver's Revenge, didn't I? But, I mean, Rain Lover and Just a Dash both won the Adelaide Cup as 3-year-olds. Shiver's Revenge couldn't quite win last year, which suggests this is a very good horse, or it was a substandard cup. So, well, speaking of soft wins, Clan O'Sullivan successful on Monday at the Gold Coast in the Australasian Classic. The part of the Magic Millions series. I'm going to ask Wayne and Keith exactly what they thought of his performance, but let's go back to Monday and this Boom 2-year-old who has such an outstanding record in Clan O'Sullivan.
Further back was $1,000,000, and then Yachty, who's giving the leaders a mild start. He's about 4th last. He's back there with Delacoon, Station Mistress, Dana Marauder, and Licencioso's last of all. Clan O'Sullivan's the leader. They come to the home turn. He's about 4 off the inside fence, but he's travelling easily. Clan O'Sullivan 2 in front of Snippet's Girl, Commissar on the rails. Quick Snip and Guards Time next on the outside, then Dusk Review for Sile. Further back came Seattle Swing. It's Clan O'Sullivan in front, 250 metres to go. He lets him go now, and he's raced away from them. Clan O'Sullivan 3 lengths in front of Guards Time, then Snippet's Girl, and they're clear of Facile, but it's all Clan O'Sullivan. And with 100 metres to go, if you're a Clan fan, start cheering for him. He's killing them in the run to the line. Clan O'Sullivan first, Guards Time second, Snippet's Girl third.
What do you think, Wayne, on reflection? He didn't quite finish the race off. 1,400, maybe in lack of a run. Were you totally impressed with him?
Yes, I was, Bruce. I thought it was a great performance by him. It was a heavy track, a very heavy track. He had to lead all of the way. He hadn't raced since the Golden Slipper. I thought it was a great performance, and to tell you the truth, he gets my vote as Australia's top 2-year-old.
Well, you might get an argument. Burst did something no other filly has ever done in the history of racing and won the Triple Crown.
No, I'd go with Wayne. I think he's the best. I think he should have won the Golden Slipper. He was attacked like a swarm of bees and was set up for Burst, and she has proven to be outstanding by winning the Triple Crown, but I think that should have been his race, the Golden Slipper, and I think he showed in that Magic Million that he is special. I'm with you, Wayne.
Well, I disagree with both of you. I think he's very, very good, but I think Burst deserves the honours this year, and I think she'll beat him in the spring. Now, the size produce, Bob Thompson had terrific success with Zinders last year in the 2-year-old races in Brisbane, and yesterday successful with Slight Chance. She was 4th in the Champagne Stakes in Sydney, but she was very impressive yesterday, as we see now.
Surtees is beautifully placed, a length away fourth on the outside, then Q-Gen Star of Maze Case, Slight Chance of Firm Star, Lord Gofton. Imposing Bullers next on the runs, then Licencio said, let him ride Selcante. Never Forget on the outside, further back came Jurial Chief, well in the straight now, 400 metres to go. Mukhtar slipped away from them, 2 lengths in front. Facade in second place, Slight Chance is looming as a big danger on the outside. White Nab still there, then Surtees, who's hard ridden. Mukhtar's the leader, but Slight Chance is going to him quickly on the outside, and this little filly sprinted away from them. It's Slight Chance 2 in front of Mukhtar, followed by Sea Winnie running on, but it's all Slight Chance, and in the run to the post, she's killing them. Slight Chance first, Sea Winnie second, Mukhtar third.
I was very impressed with Slight Chance because she was badly checked in the early stages of the race. Interference that cost us some 2 or 3 lengths, and she picked up, got up into a lovely position, and didn't she show a nice turn of foot at the 250 metre mark when he let her go? There was a very good run in the race too by Pellet. Watch for him in the Castlemaine State.
Let's look at his scintillating performance. His acceleration's outstanding. QTC Cup, Scalacci.
Up towards the crossing, they've got 650 metres to go, and Roman Senator's the leader, a length in front of Scalacci. In third place, He's No Saint on the outside, followed by Lord Trident in the middle. Express Royal Deputy next, and then Lord Trident in the straight, 400 metres to go. Roman Senator's the leader, shifting his ground a little bit. Scalacci's chasing him on the outside, and here comes Blaylock's Bull. He's joining in very quickly. Scalacci's moved up to Roman Senator. He's got his nose in front, Scalacci. Blaylock's Bull trying hard on the outside. They're clear of Heavenly Knight. Scalacci's in front. He shot away from them. This is the Big Grey. Look at him go the last little bit. Scalacci's too good for them, unequal, flying home at the end, but Scalacci's won it. Blaylock's Bull, he's joining in very quickly. Scalacci's moved up to Roman Senator. He's got his nose in front, Scalacci. Blaylock's Bull trying hard on the outside. They're clear of Heavenly Knight. Scalacci's in front. He shot away from them. This is the Big Grey. Look at him go the last little bit. Scalacci's too good for them, unequal, flying home at the end, but Scalacci's won it. Scalacci first, unequal second, third, Roman Senator or Blaylock.
He is something very special. He's now won 7 of his 9 starts. Even better for that, his first run in 6 weeks.
QTC Cup, Keith Hillier joins us as always. Keith, I laughed anyway when Lee Friedman said, well, he could be the next Manikato. He's not quite there, and he may never get there, but he's on the way.
Oh, is he ever, Bruce? A fantastic performance from Scalacci yesterday. He had 3 kilos more than weight for age. He hadn't raced for 5 weeks, and he took his for 5 weeks. And he took his record to 9 starts, 7 wins and a second, and that was the first past the post anyway. He's a fantastic sprinter.
Blaylock's Bull.
Eased up on the line. There's the market, Wayne. 5-2 Scalacci and 5-1 Rough Habit for the Stradbroke. And have they taken this horse?
Just painted about the adoration of Scalacci. This horse has won the triple sprint crown down here. The Oakley, the Lightning and the Newmarket Handicap. He won the Galaxy at Randwick. He's won the QTC Cup, and he may now win the Stradbroke. Yet he may not be Horse of the Year. That sounds unbelievable, doesn't it?
Well, it just says what a great year Let's Elopes had, because I think she still deserves it no matter what he does in the Stradbroke. She was able to win 5 Group 1s, including the Caulfield Melbourne Cups, and her win in the Australian Cup was unforgettable.
On Wide World of Sports, the Stradbroke Handicap, and in a wide open fair, Ken Cullen has gone for number 2 with Dee Oliver aboard. That's Scalacci.
In which we'll see if the Flying Grey from Melbourne, Scalacci, can make it 8 wins from 10 starts. The thing you need to know about the betting is that Scalacci is a hot favourite at 5-4. Second favourite is Kinjite at 5-1. The others in the market are Rough Habit, Unequalled is at 9-1. Then you've got Romney Conti, Carson's Cash, Barossa Boy and Rough Habit all around about 15-1.
Racing Turvey near the inside, fast away. Rechabite Hula with Brunch Time, Prince Triadia. Rough Habit second last, and Royal Deputy at the rear of the field. Coming up towards the 650, Hugh Clays. He's moved over onto the rails. He's the leader. Scalacci's running second. Faustiesta third, followed by Hula Grey. Kenjitea's next on the rails. Infallible improving on the outside. Then Carson's Cash. Well back as they straighten up is Turvey on the inside of Rechabite. Barossa Boy pulled to the outside, and coming wide too is Meg's Ego. In the straight, and he said, let's go on Scalacci. He's moved up and he's hit the front. 250 metres to go. Scalacci's the leader. Barossa Boy is chasing him on the outside, and he's looming as a big danger. Scalacci's in front, joined by Barossa Boy. Barossa Boy's hit the lead. Look at Rough Habit. Rough Habit's flying on the rails. Rough Habit moved up, grabbed the lead, and he's won the Stradbroke. What a performance. Rough Habit first, Barossa Boy second. Third, they straighten up is Turvey on the inside of Rechabite. Barossa Boy pulled to the outside, and coming wide too is Meg's Ego. In the straight, and he said, let's go on Scalacci. He's moved up and he's hit the front. 250 metres to go. Scalacci's the leader. Barossa Boy is chasing him on the outside, and he's looming as a big danger. Scalacci's in front, joined by Barossa Boy. Barossa Boy's hit the lead. Look at Rough Habit. Rough Habit's flying on the rails. Rough Habit moved up, grabbed the lead, and he's won the Stradbroke. What a performance. Rough Habit first, Barossa Boy second. Third home was either Meg's Ego or Rechabite. Kingetate just behind them, then Scalacci.
Habit $12 even and $3.15. Barossa Boy $3.55. Rechabite $10.
For the second year in a row, Rough Habit and some nice odds 11s, followed by Barossa Boy at 12-1 and Rechabite at 33. Scalacci unplugged.
He's had 20 wins from 37 starts. That's a winning strike rate, obviously, of better than 50%. Yet, amazingly, his starting price yesterday, and he's never raced in anything less than the top company, was 11-1. I couldn't believe that one.
Go to the Stradbroke, though, and see the complete race. It is an extraordinary performance from Rough Habit. Must congratulate you, Wayne. It was a brilliant call there. 20 wins out of 37, as Keith said, 2.23 million. Quite interestingly, 13 of his 20 wins have been at either 1,400 metres or 1,600, yet this horse has been good enough to win the BMW at 2,400, and he actually ran a very good race in the Japan Cup last year when we thought he was out of form, where he was very creditable. Keith, I was a bit surprised when we went through that, and his victories have been around 7 furlongs and a mile, because he's more of a performance yesterday by Rough Habit. One of the great wins in the, I think, for this season anyway, and maybe for a decade.
Yes, it thrilled everyone, Bruce. Last to first, John Wheeler declared those plans in the morning that he would drop out Rough Habit, or Jim Cassidy would, and pray for a run in the straight. Well, someone up there must like Jim Cassidy, because I suppose he's got the right initials anyway, hasn't he? But it was certainly a memorable race and a memorable ride.
To see this horse ducking and weaving and threading his way through.
It certainly was, Bruce. I had a look at the replay after the race, and it was more or less Scalacci, Rough Habit just turning his head to the side and saying to Jimmy Cassidy, well, I'll do the running, you do the steering, and together we'll go on and we'll win the Stradbroke Handicap.
And Scalacci, how does this rank amongst the great races you've seen at Eagle Farm?
I think that race yesterday was the best I've ever seen. That was a marvellous performance, a once-in-a-lifetime performance by Rough Habit.
Slight chances doing just that. Let's look at her win in the Castlemaine. It's a soft win. She runs about a bit in the last 100 metres, but I think she won with something in hand, and I'll be interested to see what Wayne feels about her future, particularly with the Oaks coming up in Melbourne later in the year. Here's Slight Chance in the Castlemaine.
4 lengths away, third is Sir T. Slight Chance on the rails, followed by White Nav. Imposing Bullers next on the rails. Seattle swing a little bit wide with Vitesse Francais. Then Pallid starting to pick up ground in the centre. Never forget deep on the turn into the straight. 400 metres to go. Mukhtar and Q-Gent there together. Here comes Slight Chance. She's pulled to the outside. She's joining in quickly. She's gone to them now, Slight Chance. Sir T running on. Imposing Bull just behind them. Salcante, Dittman's driving him up on the inside. 150 metres to go. Slight Chance the leader. Salcante through to be second, followed by Sir T. Pallid flying home on the outside. Oh, she's running about Slight Chance, but she's going to hang on. Yes, Slight Chance first, Pallid second. Salcante best weapon, Sir T, and a photo for third.
Shane Dye, the winning jockey, Wayne. She's won both the sires, the Castlemaine, 5 out of 10. What's her future, do you think?
Well, I think she's got a great future, Bruce. Now, the first 1,000 metres of the Castlemaine was run in faster time than Roman Senator took to win the Lightning. And she was in front for the first couple of 100 metres of the race. Then she posied herself up into a lovely position just off the speed and showed that great acceleration at the end. Now, to do it at both ends of the race, I think it's the mark of a top filly. Now, Shane Dye was pretty keen on her after the race. He said up to 1,600 metres he'd be plonking for burst, but 1,600 metres and beyond, who knows? Maybe he might be thinking Slight Chance is a better filly. She's certainly very good.
But we can't forget Barossa Boy. What a great horse he's been in Brisbane in his career to date. Remembering he comes all the way from Western Australia.
Yeah, so he's had a marvellous carnival here. I think he's won something in the order of $500,000. Unbeaten at Doomben, Robbins Kitchen Cup and the Doomben 10,000, and yesterday the BATC Sprint. And it took a champion to beat him at Eagle Farm the day that he raced there, when he finished second behind Rough Habit in the Stradbroke Handicap. It was a super win yesterday. He had 58 kilos on his back, and he was giving a couple of handy sprinters a bit of a start once they straightened up, but he got him down at the end.
OK, let's go to the BATC Sprint and see a very brave horse in top form with a big weight.
650 metres out. He leads by a length. Cooler Grey second. Blaylock's Bull third. Then Banya Boy. A half length to Barossa Boy. Picking up ground in the middle. Then Don't Play. Meg's Ego next on the rails. Midnight Mistake circling the field. Then Prince Triadia and Shinvari is last. On the home turn. 400 metres to go. Tiny's Finito just in front of Hilda Grey. Slipping up but wide on the track is Banya Boy. Blaylock's Bull. Barossa Boy behind him. Midnight Mistake to the outside. Then Don't Play. Well in the straight now. 250 metres out. Hilda Grey's gone to the lead. Hilda Grey in front front of Tiny's Finito, Blaylock's Bull, Banya Boy the outside, and here comes Barossa Boy. He's chasing these leaders now. Banya Boy in front, but Big Barossa's got him. Big Barossa moved up, poked his nose in front. Meg's Ego flew late, they hit it. Barossa Boy's just won it, I think.
Gee, Wayne, you earned your money yesterday as a commentator. Keith, he's won 20 out of 40. Rough Habit's won 21 out of 38. Terrific strike rate.
Yes, and 15 placings too for Barossa Boy. Giving them all weight, I think he gave 8 kilos, Bruce, to the runner-up yesterday. He's a fantastic sprinter.
Do you think all about the Doomben Cup? Here's Kenny Callender.
Brisbane has been put on by Rough Habit. Everybody thought he'd been about 2-1 on, 5-2 on. He's in the red with bookmakers, but if you're having a bet, only just. And on the tote, he's actually showing 6-4 against at the moment on the Queensland TAB. That could be expected to shorten to perhaps evens. And, well, that's probably not a bad price about the champ. He's got a wide alley, but he's some horse. One. Now, the horse best back to beat Rough Habit is Mick Dittman's mount, Kinjite. We know a lot about him in Sydney. He goes well at Randwick and a lot of money today. And the bottom horse, Captain Cook, at 8-1.
Captain Cook leads by a length on Majestic Boy. There's left to go. Captain Cook is the leader. Majestic Boy running second. Kinjite is running third. Cross Swords is next on the Raz, then Seamest. Rough Habit about 4 deep as they run to the bend, but he's coming out after these leaders. Into the home straight, 350 metres to go. Captain Cook is the leader, a length in front of Majestic Boy. On the outside, Kinjite and Rough Habit. Rough Habit starting to gather them in now. Here he comes. Rough Habit's joining in quickly on the outside and inside the 200-metre point. He's hit the front. Kinjite's going with him. Rough Habit and Kinjite. Rough Habit just in front of Kinjite. Kinjite grabbing him. They hit it. Oh, it's close. Very close. Kinjite or Rough Habit. It could go either way. 10 now. Here he comes. Rough Habit's joining in quickly on the outside and inside the 200-metre point. He's hit the front. Kinjite's going with him. Rough Habit and Kinjite. Rough Habit just in front of Kinjite. Kinjite grabbing him. They hit it. Oh, it's close. Very close. Kinjite or Rough Habit. It could go either way. Tight for third as well. A great run.
Now, Rough Habit was going to go straight past him, but his run ended. Dittman got to work on Kinjite. The 3-year-old responded. Now, Rough Habit seemed to turn his head in there. Cassidy has to sort of put the whip away, straighten him up. Kinjite gets clear, and now Rough Habit dives at him on the line. And remember, that angle probably goes to favour the outside horse fractionally. There's not a split inch in it, and we've
got the placings with Rough Habit $1.80 and $1.20, Kinjite $1.85 and a
close, but Rough Habit home the favourite at 11-8 on, followed by Kinjite at 9-2 and Captain Cook at 14s.
Well, what did you think? Even the trainer of Kinjite, Noel Doyle, asked stewards to have a good look at that photo finish before he would accept that Kinjite had been beaten.
Yes, an extraordinary finish. Rough Habit creating history by winning the Doomben Cup for a second consecutive year to go with his 2 Stradbroke handicap. It's an extraordinary finish. Terrific horse, isn't he?
Oh, he is a fantastic horse, Bruce, and he brought Sandown locally here to its toes yesterday. Everyone cramming closer to their TVs trying to work out who'd won that photo finish, and most plump for Kinjite.
Well, Wayne Wilson.
I think the true qualities of a champion were evident yesterday with Rough Habit. After he got that bump, you could see him just stick his head out, and he said, well, I'm not going to cop that. I still want to win this race, and he did in a very deceptive finish. I think almost everyone at Doomben, except Johnny Willer, thought that Kinjite had got the decision. And Chairman, a great performance again by this marvellous racehorse Rough Habit, and believe me, in the spring, you'll see the best of him.
Do you believe him, Keith?
I think we will.
I hope so, don't you?
Yes, he's an exciting horse. The margin was a nose. That's the shortest possible margin. The judge later said that the actual distance, Bruce, was 6 centimetres. Now, that pen top is 6 centimetres. And that's the margin that made a difference of $135,000.
The spring, you'll see the best of him.
Do you believe him, Keith?
I think we will.
I hope so, don't you?
Yes, he's an exciting horse. The margin was a nose. That's the shortest possible margin. The judge later said that the actual distance, Bruce, was 6 centimetres. Now, that pen top is 6 centimetres. And that's the margin that made a difference of $135,000.